Hi there, Sonia here. Welcome to another balloon twisting video where I share with balloon artists how to make beautiful balloon art. Today's design is to help appease the children from near and far who ask you for a rainbow something. Adding rainbow into our designs doesn't have to be as complicated as we first think, because here this beautiful rainbow flower fits the bill oh so nicely. And of course you can change it up by just using the same color for all those petals. So this design in particular borrows from the decorator world. You may have seen those beautiful balloon flowers in decor, and you may even have made them yourself. Regardless, this is a beautiful and easy way to incorporate rainbow into your design. So keep on watching and let's get into how to make this beautiful flower. The balloons I find ideal for this design is the Qualitex 5-inch pearl range. Now here I have an assortment of the purple, blue, green, yellow and pink that come within the bag. The sixth color in this story I like to use as white for the center of the design, but again you can use any color. Now to help make this next part a breeze, I am using my Lagenda and I have set the precision inflation to 0.08, and that's going to ensure each and every one of these petals are identical in size. Just take my first one and inflate and twist off ever so slightly. Just wrap those two nice and close, but not tying them off just yet. And now bringing those three in nice and close together, but treating those first two tails as if they were one and using the third to tie it off as it's the second. And there we have our first three. Let's just repeat and do the last two. Just like to make sure they are nice and snug and close together. And I'm pretty happy with that color order. Now you'll notice that there's a little bit of competition here amongst all these balloon petals, and we are going to help calm that down by putting in our white center and then adding the stem at the back, which is really going to help stabilize this design. When I go ahead to inflate this white one, I don't worry as much about the size. Right now my pump's still set on 8, and to quickly bypass that I simply switch it off and back on again, and it's good to go to inflate the next. So while these larger balloons are shaped up to this approximate size, this one is at least 1/3 of that size. Just tying it off, making sure my knot is fairly close to the bulb. Integrate that now to the center. Pull that in nice and firm and close to the cluster of 5. If you feel it needs further tightening, what I like to do just run that center balloon around a few times amongst those other petals. That same technique works well as well when they add the giant flowers too. So just a tip there. For the stem, I'm just choosing to use 2 of the Qualitex 260s in the spring green. And I have left about, about 1 inch there of uninflated. And before tying it off, I like to make sure I've got a fairly decent nozzle available to me. And I'm going to do 3 pinch twists. So rearranging so your cluster of 3 faces like so, and we are going to bring that in nice and close to the behind of our flower, making sure you pull it nice and firm, passing it around several times if you need, and then getting that nozzle back into that cluster of 3. If you locate the nozzle from the center of your flower, you can also wrap that through. And I've just adjusted that cluster of 3 to be sitting nice and flush as possible. You can take a moment to rearrange those if you need. Next, I'm going to give a nice squish to the balloon, and I'm going to try and get the air towards the end of the balloon. I can twist that in place and lock it in, and I'm going to create 2 petals from this. moving it in and around to lock it in. This is what we should have so far. With these leaves at the back, take a moment to pass one through the other. I think that's looking really cute, but we're going to go ahead to keep going and add in the stem. Isn't that making a stunning corsage? I think so too. Take our final 260. Here I've left about 1.5 inches uninflated. Now I'm going to integrate it into here. I like to do so starting with a pinch twist. This is the end of my first 260, and here is the pinch twist just arranged neatly beside it. Now hand to it before we do another pinch twist. Now it's here we want to get 2 more leaves and then have the rest of the stem, so let's go ahead and do that. So for these leaves, I like to do similar to what I've done up here. It's quite similar to the woven flower, isn't it? And if you want a tutorial on that, make sure you check it out here. You can play a bit around with how you like the placement. Right now, if I position my pinch twist opposite to these 2 petals and they're laying somewhat horizontal and a little bit up to the side there, I think that looks quite lovely with the design. So what we can do is give that a squish to get the air all the way to the end. And that's it, the finished flower design. If you enjoyed this tutorial, you know what to do. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe because I love sharing balloon videos with you. I'm actually thinking a bit about creating a series on different rainbow designs. If I do it, there's going to be a playlist in this space here, so watch this space, yo. Until my next video. See you next time. Bye. Okay. The balloons I find ideal for this design is the Qualitex, the 6 color I'll choose. The 6 color. Make sure I've got a fairly decent bit of, that I have a fairly decent nozzle available to me.